Hello, welcome back to my channel. Yes, I'm going live a bit later, my apologies. Let's see, oh, chat is already, going off. Big up Alf, thank you. Big up to you, Abdul, as well. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a bit of a rough stream, because, listen. We've had two completely different games here. Before that, I'll get into tactics later. We'll get there in a moment. But we have had two completely different games so far. And that's one way to start the season. Because I know Spurs is a boogie team. But listen, usually when we had losses against Spurs, it was because we missed our chances. We played better, but we lost because whatever, voodoo magic. This was not that. He had one header, Haaland. That was actually a decent chance that he should have probably scored, and he put it over. He had another header, which wasn't a great chance. I mean, the ball just came too steep. He was never going to get that down to where it dropped. Then you have Marmoush, who had a chance that he should have scored. The one-on-one with the goalkeeper that Haaland set up. I can't think of any other chances that we really created that game. We were dull. Two chances created is not a good game. Especially not when one of them is from our set piece. So, we didn't have good chances, that's the fact. We didn't play well. We neither dominated the ball, nor controlled the spaces when we defended. We were bored on the counter. We've known that for a while, but we've continued to be. And no, being an attacking team does not equate being bored on the counter. The treble team was not bored on the counter and was a lot more direct than any other Man City team we've ever had. So no, being bored on the counter is not a byproduct of being an attacking team. Being bored on the counter is a byproduct of being bored in defense. So for me, I've said this a few times. I said it when the Wolves game, when we won 4-0, and I'll say it again for this game, which we lost 2-0. The first 5 games don't tell you much. They don't tell you how good your team is, they don't tell you who's winning the Premier League. You can lose the first 5 games and then go on a 33 game winning run, and you almost certainly win the Premier League with 99 points. So, the first 5 games don't say much. But they do show the style of play, and they do show the weaknesses, and we have to build up from those. I'm not saying title race is done. I never believed we were gonna be in a title race anyhow, but I'm not saying title race is done, because it ain't. It's one defeat, calm down, in that regard. But there are problems, and we need to fix them. Had problems for a while that we need to fix, and if we don't, we're gonna be in big trouble. Why is this thing not... OBS just doesn't want to work sometimes. There you go. Oh, now you work. Thank you, OBS. Big about how the fuck are people saying Silva should start next game? I mean, I think it's because Ait Nouri is injured right now, and they want an Aki Silva partnership on that left side. There, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not gonna bother with this right now. I don't know. That's my honest response. I don't know. Normally I remove these advertisements, but I can't be bothered. Let's talk about the first game, which is the Wolves game. In that game, we had this starting 11, which I think played just fine. Our goalkeeper played just fine. He had one really big moment there, with the ball was offside, I know, but he came out, made himself big, stopped the ball, and it went out for a throw-in, but it was offside, so we were awarded the free kick. So I think Trafford, first game, was good. He was claiming balls, he was aggressive as a goalkeeper, which I like from a goalkeeper. And that's about where it ends. Because he didn't get challenged much in that first game, did he? Big up to him. Big up to him. Oh, Jesus Christ, Sandard got destroyed. And Rangers, again, failing to win a game. That's a trend for them. Royal Frank Boudin got a point deduction for the breaking FFP. Look at that, we're not the only cheat. We are not the only cheats. Real Madrid 1-0 up, Mbappé. There you go. Yeah, Man United, bro. Where are they in the table right now? Where are they in the table? 16th! I need to tweet this out, actually. This is crucial that I tweet this out, of course. Yeah, you must understand that this is, like, majorly important. This is more important than Man City right now. I hate when people put football on Twitter, because then I get copyright struck, which isn't fun. It takes away my... oh, by the way, for the people who think YouTube makes you rich, I earn about 20 cents to €1 per stream from advertisements. You don't get rich from this stuff. Don't know why people think so, but anyhow. Yeah. Only getting words in it. Beautiful. You love to see Man United lose. You just love to see it. Like and subscribe. Yes, like and subscribe, people. Are you ready for the Club Brugge Rangers? We are advancing. They're done, bro. They're done. How are you doing? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. What about you? Would you start Silva? No. I would not start Silva. I would not have Silva on the bench if that was up to me, but it is not. I think with the rebuild, we should have kept De Bruyne. He can make an impact off the bench. We should have sold Gundogan, sold Silva, sold Akanji, sold Stones, sold Ortega, sold Ederson. But that's entirely... I mean, that's an entirely different debate here. By the way, if you are wondering, yellow and orange is players whose contracts are expiring. Yellow is a player whose contract expired and not homegrown. Orange is contract expiring and homegrown, if you are wondering. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 players with expiring contracts. That cannot be very good for the mentality of a squad. Big up, by the way. Big up to Patrick in here. Big up, how are you? I am goated, I am goated. We're gonna do our new show soon, Patrick and I think. I don't know. Patrick is quite vague in communication sometimes, but we will do a show at some point. But yeah. Jack Grealish got 2 assists. Yeah, I know. It's almost like when you let him go into central areas, he actually cooks. Strange, isn't it? Are you Pep out, in or out, Alf? I was Pep out since the Feyenoord draw. So, yes. I think he's following the same track as Jose Mourinho. He's been making the same mistake since after the treble. Did the treble, Mourinho did the treble at Inter, and then his decline began. Pep Guardiola, when he did his first treble, he ain't proven shit with that first treble, let's be honest. The only thing he's proven is that he's on the block, and that he can win with a world-class team. With the second treble, that proved I am that guy. After that, he's been going downhill. He's been going downhill, just like Mourinho. Get the treble, slowly downhill. You still win a league title after that treble. You still get that on. And then it goes down. It's literally the same thing that happened with Mourinho. Gundogan is potentially leaving, but I don't think it matters. Pep took Galatasaray, we will be there. He may be with Gundogan still over at Galatasaray. He may still be neighbours then. Anyhow, let's actually talk about the Wolves game here. In the Wolves game, we played with a offside trap. Gvardiol was not playing the Wolves game, he was injured. Where is Stones? Here he is. We were playing with an offside trap. Now, the reason why we played this offside trap, in my opinion, is because we have slow defenders, 2 slow centre backs, Ait Nouri and Lewis push very high up the pitch. And when this happens, when these players push so high up the pitch, they can't help defensively. Lewis can't help. Aït-Nouri can't help. So someone else has to help. So you ask either Reinders, Gonzalez, or Silva to drop a little bit deeper to help Stones Diaz. But that's not going to be enough. You're going to have 3 players as your rest defense. A rest defense, a healthy rest defense, should be composed of at least 4 players. Preferably 5. We had 2 players, maybe sometimes 3 in that rest defense. So, were poor performances defensively completely on the players? No, not completely, because there was just not enough defensive solidity there to stop us from being countered. But we did have another weakness, and that's how slow these 2 center backs are. When you have slow center backs, you need to accommodate somehow. Now, what we used to do this with Prime Walker, Walker, wait, French now. There you go. Oh, you got slow center backs? Oh, no worries, he's gonna blitz over the pitch. He's gonna go from here to here, faster than you go from here to here. No worries, no worries. And the time that you go from here to here, Walker is gonna go from here to here. So, don't worry about that. Shocker though, Prime Walker doesn't exist anymore. So, how do we accommodate our slow center backs now? Pep thought of a great idea. Offside trap. Now, offside trap is what every manager does when they think they're slick, and everyone sees it works for a while, and then, inevitably, it always fails, and the manager realizes, I'm not that guy, I'm gonna do something normal again. Offside traps. I cannot remember the last time an offside trap was used effectively for the length of a season. It just does not happen. So, this offside trap, it worked against Wolves, because Wolves is shit. Without Cunha, they are terrible. They've got nothing going forward. It was the first game of the season as well. We pressed them in. Midfield did a great job at controlling the ball. Again, it is Wolves though, to be fair. And we were just comfortable against Wolves. But this offside trap was always going to be a problem when you play a team with the likes of Kudus. With just any fast player in there, really. If you have players crashing the box, or you have Brennan Johnson on the left wing, that offside trap is going to become a death trap for their own defense, who can just get run at. And all it takes is one good ball. Listen, you can get offside 3 times. The 4th time, when the ball comes to Brennan Johnson, just an example. Let's say the 4th time, ball comes to Brennan Johnson and he's clean through, you're fucked. So, even if your offside trap is 9 out of 10 times successful, you get 9 free kicks from offsides. At one time, you're fucked. So offside traps just don't work. They require a lot of skill. They're incredibly difficult, virtually impossible to do consistently, and one fuck up is all it takes, because the amount of great chances, or the quality of chances, should I say, that you create from going through at a failed offside trap is just incredible, which is exactly what happened against Spurs. Diaz and Stones making the offside trap. Stones actually slips, trying to get back on his line to make it offside. That's why it stays onside. Trying to rush himself, trying to get back on the line, slips. He keeps Kudus onside because his shoulder stays back. And now he's on the ground, he's got to rush himself back up. But in the meantime, Kudus is blitzing past Diaz, who again, not fast. For all his great skill, not fast. And now you're running into the box. Well, you're not running into the box, Kudus is running into the box. And what did I say earlier about Brennan Johnson? Brennan Johnson, listen, I think as an overall player, bad. But this is what people need to realize. Goal scorers are the best thing to have in football. If you have a goal scorer, nobody cares how shit they are at football. A goal scorer will always be better than an attacker who does not score goals. You know why? Because 0% of games have ever been won by performance. They've been won by how many goals have I scored. It's a fact. Brennan Johnson is a goal scorer. You get that goal scorer in front of your goal, who scored 11 league goals, I believe, with a terrible Spurs team. You're gonna concede. I don't care how bad he is. You put him in front of goal, one-on-one with a goalkeeper, he scores. And now he was 2-on-1 with Trafford, and he scored. Could Trafford have stopped it? Hey, maybe. It was pretty close to his body. Maybe he could have stopped it. But I don't expect him to. On a 1-on-1, or even 2-on-1, do I mean, I don't expect Trafford to stop it. Sometimes he will, because he's a good goalkeeper. Sometimes he won't, because he's at a natural disadvantage, especially against a finisher like Brennan Johnson. So, it's not really, we're not really going anywhere, we're just criticizing. We need to put solutions, right? Because that's what people always say, oh, you need solutions. Oh, you're just criticizing. Oh, it's not constructive criticism. Shut up. I will give you solutions. Solutions that have been known for about a decade. Don't play an offside trap, because it's not gonna work. We've known that for decades. Get a right back. No Lewis. No O'Reilly, Ake, Akanji. No Nunez, a right back. Unfortunately, it's too late for that. The goal that we conceded against Spurs, the first goal, is a mistake at 3 levels. Tactical, because we're playing an offside trap. Played selection, because we have no quick centre back to compensate for the slow pace of Diaz. Stones is not as quick as he used to be. People need to get that through their mind as well. Stones used to be reasonably quick, now he's just slow. You have no quick centre back. So that's a player selection mistake, that's a tactical mistake, and lastly, a transfer mistake in failing to get a right back. And I suggest a right back, like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, like Matty Cash, like Jana Hoover. People laugh at me, they turn up their nose and they laugh at me. Oh, how does he pass the ball? How often does he get dribbled past? But there's the thing, yeah? You get countered. Who's gonna stop that ball from going in at the far post? It's those right backs. Look up how many clearances at the far post they have. If they get dribbled past, it doesn't matter. Because you just double up. You bring down Bob or whoever is the winger, and you double up. Double up on that winger. Oh, you dribble past the fullback. Well, now you got to get past the winger, and by the time you're past him, the fullback is back, and you've still got a centre back to get past, but you're not doing it. If Man City has ample good players, as long as that is a good right back, he's gonna be there at the crucial moments. He's gonna get to that counter and clear it. He's gonna go up the pitch and cross it properly. These are things that any decent right back will do, will solve problems for Man City. When the ball goes wide into these channels, Lewis will back off. Akanji will back off. Centre backs will back off. A proper right back will get close, stop a cross from going in. When you have that, you don't concede goals on the far post anymore. I think that's like 50% of Man City's goals that we've conceded after the 4-peat have been far post tap-ins. That is not normal. That is not normal. You need a right back. And I'm sorry to tell you guys, it's too late. It's too late to get a right back. We have fucked around again. I said this at the start of... I said this even before the January window. But I was saying this every day at the start of the summer window. Get a right back, get a right back, get a right back. I don't care about Rodrigo, I don't care about Donnarumma, I don't care about this or that. Get a right back. So we can just play football in a balanced way. £400 million spent. What have we still not got? A right back. If you don't understand my frustration watching these far post goals go in, when we've known the problem for 2.5 years. I don't know what to say to you. I really don't know what to say. Exactly. Managers can't stay forever in one job. Alex Ferguson stopped doing the tactics. In the 2000s, when Alex Ferguson stopped winning, he stopped doing the tactics. He hired coaches and he was in the office all day. He wasn't even on training pitches. Alex Ferguson in the 2000s was not on training pitches. Because you know why? He realized I'm washed. I'm gonna hire a coach. And I'm gonna be in the office here. I'm gonna make sure the club is running well. I'm gonna make sure the PR is doing fine. I'm gonna make sure the players are moving in well. He was doing that shit. Pretty much being the de facto sporting director. While he hired coaches. If Pep wants to do that, fine. Go ahead and do that. That will prolong your career. But the way Pep is going about it right now... Hey, big up to Milan, by the way. Hope you had a terrible day, Yashari. I agree. Wolves are the relegation candidate. Plus they could also lose Larsson. That's actually a win. That's actually a win, to be honest. Your brain dead. It's not one game. It's not one game. One game in 13, how about that? One game in 13 last season. All of the 4-beat season where we saw the same tactical mistake. We have seen the same mistake. Far post goals. For 2 years. It's not one game. 2 years, the same mistake. I don't know what to call that but stupidity. I'm sorry, this pisses me off. Did you start watching football yesterday? We lost one game, sure. But the same mistake 2 years on... just 2 years in a row? That is not only one game. If your best argument is it's only one game, you've got no argument. It's that simple. Yeah, Strand Larsen is shit, I think, to be fair. Jesus. Yikes. Victor Boniface is not going to AC Milan. Was he ever linked? Rodrigo is starting for Real Madrid. I did see that. Big up to Adam. He sent me that as well on Twitter. Yeah. I think if they start preferring Rodrigo over Vinicius, it might be done with Rodrigo there. I don't actually mind that as badly. I would rather get a right back than put Rodrigo in. If you told me right now you get Rodrigo or you get Vanderson, I'll take Vanderson. I think Vanderson solves a lot of problems for Man City right now. I really do. Not just Vanderson, that's just an example. I have a list of 10 centre backs who were at some point available last summer window, who I think would solve a lot of issues at Man City. You tell me right now, Rodrigo or any one of those 10 right backs, I will take any one of those right backs all day, every day. Even if it was a lottery, random one of these 10 or Rodrigo, I'll go with the random one. I'll go with the random right back. Because I think that solves so many more tactical issues for Man City than Rodrigo does. No matter how good Rodrigo is, he does not fix the blaring issue that we have tactically. Our rest defense is not existent. We don't have one. We don't have one. We used to play in a very simple way. Let me pull out these things. We used to have a rest defense of... we used to have a defense of just a flat 4 with a left back, a right back, and 2 centre backs. And you'd see different things, right? Back when we had, what's his name? Captain. Oh, fuck's sake, I'm having a stinker. Defensive midfielder, captain. Oh, his name is slipping out of my mind. Fuck's sake. 1 second. Oh, I'm having a major stinker there. His name is escaping me. Yes, thank you, Wim. Thank you. Yes, thank you. I had a major stinker. Not sure what happened there. Name just absolutely escaped me. Fernandinho. Thank you. When we had Fernandinho, we'd sometimes try to invert both full backs, and then we'd have a rest defense of 5. 2 players in center back, and a flat 3 in front of them, with Fernandinho who could go more fluid, any one of these who could go more fluid, really. And then we changed to a back 3. In the treble season, for example, take the treble season. So we'd have Rodri here. You have Ake, Akanji, and you had Stones. Stones would step up and make a double pivot with Rodri, and you would change your back 3. Like this. We always had a rest defense of 5. We did it in different ways, sure. Sometimes one of the players would go up more, sure. Sometimes Fernandinho would push up more, and you're left with a rest defense of 4. Or sometimes Rodri would push up, or sometimes someone would push up. But you still had 4 players in there. Whether it looks like this, or like this, you had 4 players in that rest defense. And then you could always bring one back for the 5th. Right now, our rest defense is 3 players. 2 of them slow. 1 of them inexperienced. You are asking for trouble. You are asking for trouble. And to my fault, my own fault, I was fine with Stones and Diaz as a centre-back pairing. So I'm not going to blame Pep for that. There's really no point in blaming Pep for something I was fine with. I think the Spurs game has shown us it's simply not going to work with both of them. It's got to be either Stones or either Diaz. Now, Stones is going to pick up injuries. That's unavoidable, in my opinion. So if Stones is going to pick up injuries, play Diaz. I think we need to play Diaz and make sure that we're going to have a consistent centre-back there, which, again, would be Diaz. But by the way, let me catch up to chat here. So Nunez as right back. Right. Coming back to this. I think Nunez is marginally superior defensively as a right back, especially when it comes to this, like, area over here. When it comes to this area, I think he's better. Of course, he got cooked by Jutla in this area, I know. But he's gotten better in this area, I think. When you're boxed down over here, I think they're both about the same. And I think he marks the far post better. Even if it's only slightly. So Nunez, I think it's a little superior. But it's really not. It's really not a great thing to have either there. So. So. We get to midfield. Actually, no. I'll get to chat and then I'll get to midfield. On Wednesday, the special one is playing again. Dries Mertens officially retiring. There you go. From football. Rodrigo does not want to leave Madrid. Spurs inquired for Rodrigo. I would not want to leave Madrid for Spurs either, to be fair. There you go. There you go. Get rid of Ederson. But also, this doesn't fix anything. This doesn't fix anything. Because we still have a right back problem. We still have a midfield where we don't know who's doing what. Is Reinders the 6? Is Gonzalez the 6? Because sometimes one of them is staying deep and the other is pushing up. And sometimes it's inverted. And sometimes Gonzalez picks up the ball from deep. And sometimes it's Tijani. Sometimes I saw Sherky doing it against Spurs. So we have a midfield where nobody knows what their job is. We don't have a right back, should I say. With Aït-Nouri injured, we don't have a left back. We could play O'Reilly there, but we don't have a left back because we will play Ake there. So Donnarumma, great goalkeeper, love him, does not solve much for me. But that would be great if we could get him. Discuss about overall tactics and team you want to see until break. Until January, I assume you mean the next transfer window. Well, we will get there. I'll get into midfield now, and then I'll get to attack last. So, I mean, I just lined it out already. We don't know what these midfielders are doing, do we? There is Tijani at 10. Also, I think he played like a de facto 10 against Wolves. But against Spurs, he was sitting back a bit more. I guess because Shetty was playing. So again, what is your role, Tijani? Are you a 10, are you an 8, or are you a 6? Because sometimes you're collecting the ball deeper than Gonzalez is. Okay, that's fine if it's something you do consistently. But it seems like sometimes it's Tijani and sometimes it's Gonzalez. So who's doing what? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. At least I don't. If you have a fluid midfield, fine, but we don't have that. We have a rigid midfield. And again, just to repeat myself, nobody knows what they're doing. That's what I get from this midfield. And then the main criminal, I think, from the midfield, Bernardo Silva. I'm looking up at him up in Bards right now. There we go. Locked up behind Bards. Beautiful. Bernardo Silva does not bring anything to any midfield, I think it's safe to say. I think Bernardo Silva is a washed player. I thought he was washed at the end of the 4-peat season already. He was chipping in with the goals here or there. But I think you could see he was starting to lose it. He did nothing against Spurs when he came on. Against Wolves, I thought he was okay, but he didn't move me particularly. He used to move me when he played, but he doesn't anymore. So I'll watch this guy in midfield, and I think it just exacerbates the issue. When you're playing with Gonzalez and Tijani, two players, I don't know what the fuck they're doing on a tactical level. I know what they're doing on a technical level, on a passing level, but like on a tactical level, I've no idea what they're doing. Knowing Silva, who's just going to be talking with the centre backs, he's going to go have a chat, have a coffee, have a laugh, talk about anything except for football. And you're going nowhere. Literally, you are going nowhere. You're not going forwards, you're not going backwards. The ball is just stationary. But Bernardo Silva has this incredible talent of moving the ball everywhere on the pitch, but always getting it back at the same place. That is useful when it's not the only damn thing you're doing. When you're winning 3-0 and Bernardo Silva comes on, that game is staying 3-0. When you are losing 2-0 and Bernardo Silva comes on, that game is staying 2-0. Bernardo Silva has this ability to come on and lock down the score at whatever it is. Whatever the score is, he will find a way to lock down the score. It's a great talent to have when you're winning. But that's about it. I don't think he provides anymore what he used to provide. And if the main takeaway of the Spurs game is that Bernardo Silva has to play, I don't know where we're going with that. I think the main takeaway has to be, we need to figure out what our midfield is gonna be. And you can shoot your solutions at me. I've given my own, nobody likes my solutions. This is the funny thing about being a YouTuber. You say one thing, you get shot. You say another thing, you also get shot. You can't say the right thing. You'll always piss off somebody. But you can throw me any midfield you like, but we need to figure out what our midfield is. And Bernardo can't be in it. Not as a starting player. I don't mind him off the bench. I think off the bench he can be brilliant. I think regularly starting in our midfield can't be there. I've said this for a while. I'll say it again this season. I wasn't moved by him against Wolves. I thought he played okay, but that's it. I was majorly disappointed with his cameo against Spurs. Yes, subscribe, please. Because this is the annoying part about YouTube. You gain 4 subscribers, you lose 3. You gain 4, you lose 3. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. Can I just have growth like this rather than... You know what I mean. I wondered how serious Aït-Nouri's injury is. It didn't look bad. It looked like he went over his ankle. I don't know if he rolled it or not, but it looks like it's a mild injury. I'd have to look back at the footage. I'm not sure if there's any state. In fact, we can look this up right now, can't we? Instead of being a lazy bastard. Man City injuries. Let's see here. If you're wondering why I'm putting my screen away while I'm loading in, it's because it gets a loading screen and it shows some stuff on it that I don't want. Aït-Nouri. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't speak with the doctors yet, so we don't know. We don't know yet. I don't reckon it's that serious. I can't imagine it will be a very serious injury. If it is, just shoot me. Imagine Walker is... Hang on. I don't care who we get, I just scared we get a manager who wants Pep leave. And that it's the right one. Crystal Palace won all with Forest. Pep is washed. Yeah. Happens to us all. I mean, it's just an unlucky injury. You can't blame Pep for that. Half sinker and hooked. Yeah, absolute sinker and hooked. For me to forget Fernandinho's name. FC Porto 4-0. Did they play today? At the end of the day, big up to Luke, by the way. Big up to Luke. At the end of the day, we all knew this was going to take time to adapt to a new setup. But what concerned me yesterday was the way we were beaten. It's concerning. I don't do this time stuff, and you know, I'm impatient. Sure, we don't win the Premier League, I'm not gonna throw my toys in the pram. But I don't care if we just finished 17th, like Tottenham did. Next season, we cannot be losing like that. Tottenham finished 17th, got a new manager, fixed up, changed our way of play, changed our whole identity. In the span of a summer window, went to the Etihad, dropped out balls on our faces, and said, bollocks, we are the better ones here, we are the better coach, we are the better disciplined, we are the more motivated, and we're gonna win, and they did win. They were not only lucky with their goals, they were better. They were better. And I can't accept that. I honestly can't accept that against a team who's in a major rebuild themselves. If we were losing against Liverpool this way, that's one thing. But this is Tottenham. They are in their own rebuild. No matter how much time it's gonna take, surely it'll take us less time when we're from 3rd and they're from 17th to both build up again. Surely. You guys played your best football when you had Cancelo at left. Exactly. I agree with this. When we had Walker just over there, just from here to here in fucking 5 seconds. Bro, I don't care how slow Diaz was, yeah? Because he would win the ball back at like the halfway line, yeah? I think people don't realize how good Diaz is sometimes. Look at how many times he wins back the ball in this area. He's constantly winning back the ball in this area and getting us forwards again. Walker is just blitzing over the pitch like a torpedo. So it didn't matter that Diaz was slow. And in the box, solid defense. From both Diaz and Stones. And Stones, we all know his passing. And then Cancelo could attack. That was beautiful. You had pace, you had technical ability, you had attacking prowess, and you had just disciplined defense. You had the 4 major components of defense maximized with 4 strong attackers who each specialize in their own area and who were each working as a team, working as a unit. We don't have that anymore. And it's... I mean, I come back to this quote all the time, and I still don't know who said it. I know for a fact that a manager said it, but don't know who said it, but the quote is, defensive football and attacking football is really the same thing. If you defend good, you will attack better too. And I keep coming back to that. When you don't have to worry about defending, when your wingers are not running down the pitch trying to win back the ball, you're gonna attack a lot easier. It's just the way football goes. Start Foden. He's just back from injury, and he didn't start. I'm talking about the games that we've played already. So we're still in the Wolves game, which is kind of diabolical. I'm just going to do everything, to be fair. I'll talk about my wanted lineup in a second. I'll still got the attack to talk about, and then I'll get to my wanted 11. After that, Pep went to square backs around, holes around. He did. I think we should adopt the Germany Euros. No. No, I don't like that. I think it's good work for us because we have Nuri, Marmoush, Sherky, and Foden starting. But my problem is, like, I want an out-and-out winger. I mean, it's good work, but I'm not sure. It's not good enough, Alf, but I'm not blaming the players or Pep. It's on the board. Why is it on the board? Why is this on the board? Do you know who's on the board? Pep Guardiola is on the board. The mystical board. The board is not an entity. Who is the board? Ferran Soriano, he's on the board. Is it Caldoon? He's on the board. Is it, what's his name? Hugo Viana? He's on the board. Or Tiki before him? He's on the board. Who is the board? Pep Guardiola is the only manager in probably since Alex Ferguson or actually Arsene Wenger as well, who could go up to a board member and say bollocks. We're doing it my way. Pep Guardiola is de facto a board member. Who is the board? What is the board? I don't like when people shift the blame from Pep. Pep Guardiola has admitted, I decided we didn't do a rebuild. The board wanted a rebuild. I said no, and I got my way. When the entire board wants a rebuild, Pep Guardiola walks up to the board and says, I do not want a rebuild, and the board has to listen to him. Pep Guardiola decided no rebuild after the treble. He decided no rebuild after the fourth-peat, and he's admitted that. He's admitted that in the press. He's admitted it's my decision. The news from the club was it was his decision. Every time we're looking at a new player, Pep wants to keep Gundogan. Viana wants Gundogan gone, but Pep wants to keep him. So they're fighting with each other. So now Gundogan is suddenly out of Pep's plans. Why is Gundogan in Pep's plans, then out of Pep's plans, then in his plans, and out of the plans? Because he wants to keep him, but someone in the board is fighting with Pep tooth and nail to get these people out. The board is just the shadow government that people go about. Who is the board? Give me your name. There are people on the board. It's not a shadow government. There are people on the board. Who is the board? Who is the board? This frustrates me. And I'm not having a go at you, yeah, Hickey. Take up to Erdal Hickey. You're in here all the time. But who is the board? Give me your name. Tell me who I shall be blaming. Tell me who the fault is. Tell me where we are failing. Because all I see is Pep Guardiola admitting he didn't want a rebuild. Is Pep Guardiola making Bernardo a captain. That's all I see. That's what I see. Pep Guardiola wanting Savio, then being fine with Savio going, then wanting him again, and then be fine with letting him go. And then the same thing with Gundogan. He wants Gundogan gone, he wants Gundogan to stay, he wants Gundogan gone, he wants Gundogan to stay. Why is Pep's mind changing every week? Like, did you not have a plan before the summer? Sometimes I think they didn't. So give me your name. Give me your name. I'm not playing Calvin Phillips, thank you. 3 weeks. Okay. That's not too bad, I suppose. Because it is an international break. The first week of September, I think. I think he's right back after the international break. I'm not sure how long it is. Then he will be back after the international break, which is not bad. Yeah. Foden, Shetty, Bob. Sure. I don't mind that. Do you think some of your new players were signed against Pep's wishes? Well, we know for the fact that Pep did not want Gonzalez. Pep didn't want Gonzalez. Why would Pep do that? Why would Pep cover other people's incompetence? Why would he do that? Why has all the news been coming out from every source that Pep Guardiola didn't want to rebuild? We knew in the summer that this is not something that happened after we flunked it. It's something that was happening in the summer after the 4th beat. We knew that Pep was refusing a rebuild. Why would he cover up the board's incompetence? If the board is being incompetent, you say it. If he says he did not want a rebuild, yeah. We know that Pep didn't want Gonzalez. Because he won't throw them under the bus. He does all the time. He does this all the time. This is what people do. They blame anyone but the holy god Pep. You can't give me a name, so Pep is covering up incompetence. Anyone but holy god Pep. This frustrates me to no end. Here's a fact, yeah? Pep Guardiola said at the start of last season, if Rodri gets injured, O'Reilly will play in the 6. O'Reilly never played in the 6, even though he was injured right at the back of the season. Pep is lying constantly to us about what players will do. He's throwing Matheus Nunes under the bus. He's throwing McAtee under the bus. He's lying to McAtee about what his wishes are with McAtee. He's doing all of that. All of that. But you're saying that him not doing the rebuild is him taking the blame for other people. He doesn't take the blame for other people. He shifts the blame to other people. That's what Pep's always done. He blames Nunes when things don't go his way. Then he praises Nunes when they win a game. He calls Nunes stupid when they don't win a game. Then immediately afterwards, oh, Nunes is great. He called Nunes stupid in a press conference. This is not a man who will take the blame for other people. This is a man who will insult you. Calvin Phillips called him fat on live TV. This is not a man who takes the blame for other people. He doesn't do that. So everyone says, oh, it's the board. The board wanted to rebuild. Pep didn't. Caldoon, Cheeky Vianen. So Caldoon said, we're going to the Club World Cup to win it. And after he went out of the Club World Cup, because of the 11 Pep chose to play, everyone was telling me, oh, it was a pre-season tournament. So now who's lacking the ambition? Tiki, he's not here anymore. He can't fuck things up anymore because he's retired. Vianen, he's only just gotten here. We're gonna throw Vianen under the bus, who's just gotten here after we've turned to a mess. And not the guys who've already been here. Well, it went from great to bad. Blaming anyone but Pep. You see what the problem is with this fan base, in my opinion? Pep Guardiola is the holy grail. Can't be touched, it can't be criticized. Pep Guardiola admits to doing something wrong. Nope, he's covering up. Pep Guardiola actually fucks something up, and he throws other players under the bus. Oh yeah, why should he take the blame? The things he said about some of these players is ridiculous. It's blatantly ridiculous what he said about some players. The way he's disrespected some players so much deserve more than the way Pep has lied to them, rated them on TV. And people are saying Pep is covering up the incompetence of the board. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Pep Guardiola is saying, I want my players back. He wants his old players back. He wants Gundogan back. He wants Rodri back. Rodri, fair. He wants Silva back. He wants Stones back. The moment he got the opportunity to play Diaz Stones, he played it. And I was fine with it. But we've both seen it did not work against Spurs. Will he move on? Or will he play Diaz Stones again? Because you know what I saw last season? A midfield that was not working. Midfield that was dysfunctional. Whether it was Gundogan, Silva, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Silva, and whoever else in there, sometimes Kovacic, it wasn't working. And what did Pep do after we beat Newcastle with Nico Gonzalez in the team? Dropped Nico Gonzalez and we lost. Blame anyone but Pep, sure. We had the same problem with Klopp. He did not want to get rid of players who had passed their sell-by date. Yeah, but there's a difference. There's a difference, yeah? Liverpool fans were never saying it's the board. Liverpool fans don't blame the mythical board. They'll blame the ownership occasionally, because your ownership isn't great. But they'll never say, oh, it's the mystical board. Well, who gives the manager who gives the best manager ever a random kid from Brazil who can't speak English during an injury season? Vitor Hayes could speak English though, when he arrived. And he didn't play him either. I mean, he played him in the FA Cup a little. Was he injured when he arrived, by the way? I don't know. Who gave Pep Gustinov, who was out player of the season, and then abruptly dropped? Who gave Pep Guardiola? We played left back for a while. Who gave Pep Haaland? Do you remember? Do you remember Pep? Pep said sit down. Specific context here. I'm good to have a quick updates. Vasco da Gama lost the ship. They lost the derby. Sad days for Vasco. I'm sure he'll be in here. He's been in here at some point today. He's tactically past it. Give us something near your terrorist. Second, Rodrigo has been subbed out. Real Madrid, 63rd minute. And they're still winning 1-0. Gustinov can't. Can't what? A kid from Brazil and one who can't speak. Oh. One who can't. I read that as a Brazilian kid who can't speak English. Yes, I read that wrong. My apologies. Still, Gustinov was our player of the month in his debut month. And then he was dropped. And the excuse was he was dropped because of a clause in the contract, but that's no longer effective, and he's still dropped. Two games in a row. So, and Gustinov speaks better English now, by the way. So he's still not playing. Still not playing. Defender of the month, player of the month. On the bench. For Diaz and Stones. Need his space. The bench. It's not, you can't blame everyone except for Pep. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I will blame Soriano. If this Savio deal does not go through, I will blame Soriano. Because that's on him. He's the one who's postponing it. Our rebuild flopping was on Pep. Not on Soriano. Not on Tiki. Not on Viana, who wasn't even here. Not on Seik, because all he does is give the money. He doesn't do any of the tactics or anything like that. Not on Khaldoon. On Pep. Put the blame where it is. Because I'll tell you one thing, yeah? Pep Guardiola, his legacy is Man City. His legacy at Barcelona is the guy who ran away when you needed him. That's his legacy at Barcelona. That's how Barca fans remember him. His legacy at Bayern is Heinkes was better. His legacy is Man City. You need to put the blame where it is. You need to put pressure on this guy. He's admitted on TV. A bigger club would have sacked me by now. That tells you a lot about us, doesn't it? When your manager can pretty much laugh in your face. Oh yeah, I should be sacked by now. You're taking the piss. Because he knows he can get away with it. Rodrigo was furious coming out. He didn't like it that Vinny replaced him. Oh well. Very cool. The other thing is that Haaland was an all-round striker at Dortmund. Yes, he was. Pep has turned him into someone who is not allowed to touch the ball. You saw that, by the way, in the Tottenham game. Just wait for the chance to shoot. Yeah. Oh, and an 8 to cover Rodri, who clearly ain't a DM. Well, why does he need one? Told us that O'Reilly would cover for Rodri. O'Reilly never played there. Nico Gonzalez arrived. He's told us baby Rodri. He got Tijani Rangers, by the way, who's a 6. Go ask an AC Milan fan. I'm on a panel with AC Milan fans sometimes over that Zeers channel. They tell me Tijani was best in the 6. So you've got a 6 right there. Got a 6 right there. This is why it's important to talk to fans of rival clubs. You need to talk with fans of rival clubs sometimes. Because they'll tell you about players you've never heard of. Or you've never watched consistently. Tijani can play the 6 just fine. He's got a 6. I don't want any excuses. I don't want that. He's got the final say on every transfer. If he says no, it's no. You know that about Pep. He says I don't want him, he doesn't get him. Rodrigo fuming after being subbed off. He's finished at Madrid. How does Lewis start? But are you teal, by the way? Hungry Lion, are you teal? I think you're teal. Or I might be mistaking you for someone else. My apologies if I am. How does Lewis start? I just read this. I'm stupid. I wouldn't put Husnov at right back, to be fair. Let's get to what I would play. This is what I will play against Brighton away, I believe. Let me check. I'm not sure why I looked at Brighton instead of Man City. But this should be our next game, right? Yes. So Brighton away, I would play the following lineup. I would keep Diaz there. I've defended Diaz. I think people are criticizing the wrong play here. I think he played just fine up here. Winning the ball back in this area and defending in this area. But I think when you're over here in this area, he's going to be bored. We know that. So what we need to do is get someone who's going to be exceptional in this area. This area, Diaz is poor. Diaz is great here and great here. But in this area, he's poor. Get someone who's great in this area. That's Husnov. For me, that's Husnov. Husnov may not be the best up the pitch. Over here. Over there, he's not the best. Sure. And in the box, he's okay. Not great in the box, he's just okay. But you've got Diaz there in the box. You've got Diaz there in this area. And with Husnov to cover this area, I think your centre-back pairing is balanced. Got 2 centre-backs with different specializations, can do different things, can cover each other's weaknesses. Brilliant, I think. Then, Aït-Nouri is injured. I will play O'Reilly instead of Ake. And the reason why is because I want a left back who can just go up the pitch, bomb the pitch, and crash the box. I want this guy to be out inverted left back. Inverted left back, go up, go in, go anywhere. And I think you'll do fine. I think you'll do great in midfield. I think he's physical. I think he's quick enough to come back into position. I think defensively he's solid enough. He's also not as slow as Ake, who's clearly rusty. Let Ake come off the bench. Let him get back in shape first. So I'd play with O'Reilly. Then Lewis. Yeah. I'm sorry, Lewis. And now is the difficult part. I'd actually have these 3 guys stick back. I'd have these 3 guys form my back 3, which might not always be that simple. Since Nunez is really not supposed to be playing in a back 3. But I think he's the best we've got in that position right now. I don't trust Akanji. I don't know who else to turn to. When you're going defensively or just a back 3, a flat back 3, I don't know who to turn to. I mean, you might as well play Gonzalez there at that point, can't you? Because if it's not Nunez, I don't know who. I really don't know. So that's what I play for the defense side with this back 3. And then a more fluid, forward-going O'Reilly. Midfield. I think we had almost a perfect midfield. Foden, his fitness is unsure, and the same is true for Rodri. They're clearly fit enough to come off the bench, but that doesn't always mean you're fit enough to start. Now, Rodri would be easy. I think you throw Rodri in there, voila. Problem solved, midfield. Rodri plus anyone else in midfield, you're cooking. I'm just gonna assume Rodri is not fit to start. I'm gonna assume that. And I'll assume that Foden is fit enough to start. And I'll put Bob left wing. And the reason is very simple. It's because we're playing Brighton. And Brighton's... I'm going to assume they'll play Hinselwood at right back. He's a solid defender. But against tricky wingers, he'll struggle. I think Marmoush is very good to run him behind the lines. But I don't think he's tricky. So I think Bob, tricky winger, can cook Hinselwood. Meanwhile for Cherki, I think he's better as a winger. I said it when we bought him. I said it before we bought him. I said it when we first played him. I've said it on loop. I think he's best as a right winger. So play him as a right winger. Let him cross in balls. Let him do what he's good at. Let players do what they're good at. Don't make players reveal how poor they are when they're played out of position. Don't show a player's worst side. Show their best side. Show Cherki's best side. I think Cherki's best side is as a right back. A right winger. Not as right back. Oh jeez, that'd be horrific. I think as right winger, he can always go inside, and I think this entire front 3, brilliant, just swap it. Oh. I think this entire front 3 is brilliant, just swapping with each other at a moment's notice. If Bob wants to go into midfield, he can do it. If Cherki wants to go into midfield, he can do it. Bob wants to go down the right and Cherki down the left, he can do it. But also, another reason why I put Cherki on the right here is because of the left back of Brighton, Maxime de Kuyper, who I am very familiar with. Most of you are not. I've watched his entire career of Maxime de Kuyper. I'm incredibly familiar with him. I know just the way to get at him. I know what Maxime de Kuyper hates the most. Fast winger, gonna just go from 0 to 100 real quick. Can't take that. Gets very frustrated very quickly. Will make poor challenges. That gets good at winning tackles. And he'll cover crosses poorly. And he'll leave space in behind sometimes when he pushes up. Those 3 things are things that a creative player like Cherki on the wing can exploit great chances from. And then Tijani to crash the box. Voila, cut back for Tijani. Foden to crash the box or to sit on the edge of the area where I actually think he's better. Cut back for Foden. And then you have 2 players there who can go into the box. Gonzalez, you're just gonna have to trust him. You have to trust Gonzalez. You're gonna have to trust this defense, and you're gonna have to get back in time. And that's what you're gonna have to do. And Haaland, I don't have to argue Haaland. And I'd keep Foden post up on the edge of the box here. Only go into the box if you think you can get a cut back, basically. But otherwise, stay on this area, pick up the loose balls. and do what you're best at. Shoot them from distance. Oh, he's dropped a sinker. Well, he scored a banger, so who cares? If you win 1-0 because Foden scored a banger, who cares he dropped a sinker, right? That's what I play as. That's what I envision against Brighton. I'm sure Pep Guardiola has something different in mind. All I can hope for is that Pep Guardiola's ideas are better than mine. All I can hope for is that I, as an amateur manager, am not out coaching Pep here. That has happened before this last season, I can't lie. A lot of obvious problems that I pointed out, that a lot of people pointed out even, that Pep did not address at all. You think City will take advantage? Or no, as there's one more week left in the transfer window. We're fucked transfer-wise. We have what we've got. I think that's what it is. Galdoon doesn't have the balls to say that's a fair criticism of Galdoon. His biggest mistake is not sacking Pep yet. Because here's the thing here, you don't have to sack Pep to put pressure on Pep. You just have to tell him, you don't do this and you'll get sacked. You don't have to sack Pep to show that you've got the bollocks to sack Pep. Go up to him, say, fix up or I'll sack you, and stick with what you say. You do that, no manager is going to take the piss with you anymore. The biggest weakness for Galdoon is also his biggest strength, I think. I think Galdoon is a very good people person. Galdoon has a talent for people. You know what I mean? Knows how to find the best people for the best spots. Just has the talent. Just knows. This guy is good at something. You know Napoleon Bonaparte? Great comparison. Napoleon Bonaparte. He was so good at finding people with talent. Found Michel Ney. Told him, hey, you're my marshal now. Found Bernadotte. He found, what's the flamboyant guy's name? Murat. Found so many people. He found so many people. He recognized talent when he saw it, and he took it. That is Galdoon's greatest talent. He's a people person. He understands people. But people persons also get very sentimental. I think his greatest strength is also his greatest weakness. And I think you need the sporting director to maybe take that role of sacking people then. But you need to trust your sporting director. Do we trust Hugo Viana? He's been here for... How long has Viana been here? I'm not sure actually. When did Viana join exactly? Was it February? When did Hugo Viana join Man City? Yeah, full time. I don't get full time, just yeah, but when did he first join? I know he did full time in the summer, but when did he actually join? Doesn't say it anywhere. I guess it doesn't matter, but Viana, been here not even a year. He's not even been here a year. You're gonna trust him with that? That's gonna be difficult. We are losing. We are not losing our next 5 games. Brighton see Boss Merchant. Big up to Connect. He's got all the Brighton fans near his gaff. Gusnov is better than any defender we have. I think Guardiola is better, but he's injured. So, oh, so there you go. Vini just got booked for Real Madrid. There you go. Vini's thinker and hooked. It's only just gone up. Come on. Not been hooked yet, has he? Beautiful. I know that much. Listen. Rico Lewis is a good midfielder. As a right back, he's fucking pathetic. No offense, as a right back, he's fucking pathetic. Haaland will be a pathetic right back. I love Haaland. If he ever plays right back, I'm gonna say bollocks, he's shit there. Same is true for Lewis. I think he's a good midfielder, but he's shit at right back. Let's not pretend like he's a good right back. I don't care how good he is. I don't care how good Messi was. But when you play a player in a position they can't play, they're gonna flop. Imagine if Messi played as a center back. He'd be shit. Let's be honest about it. If Messi was a center back, he'd be shit. Lewis is not a right back. It's not. And Carlos Forbes is not really a winger, is he? More of an inside forward. Big up to Nicky Hyen. He always knows how to spot the right profile as well. Mbappé, goal, open play, assist from... oh, there. They're gonna win. Who are they even playing against? Real Madrid against Oviedo. Fuck is Oviedo? Relegation fodder, I'm guessing. Were they in La Liga last year? No, Segunda Division. Okay, fair enough. Oh, they worked their way up from third division in the last 10 years. Fair enough. Fair enough. You are losing to Arsenal. I'm not sure. I can see us losing to Arsenal, but I feel like Arsenal has a lot of problems of their own right now. I feel like Arsenal is not a great team. But you know what, funnily enough? The fact that Ødegaard is injured is a good thing for Arsenal. Because it means they'll play Downman. What is his name? Downman? I'm not sure. But it means they'll play that guy. Which, funnily enough, is better for them. Anyhow. I think we might get screwed by Arsenal if we don't fix up. But I need to end this at a positive note, I suppose. Started 15 years old. I need to end this on a positive note. We've got quality players. That's a fact. We've got Gusnov on the bench. For some reason, on the bench. We've got players there who can make the difference. We've got players who can win us games. Just play them. We have no bench. Our midfield depth is non-existent. But you play the right players, you will get results. Hopefully. You'll lose some games, but as long as you play the right players, you'll win some games. So just do that. As long as we can just get the right players on the pitch and keep everyone fit. Talk more about Downman. Good way to end on a positive. Nah, thanks. You know what I'll do? Fuck Arsenal and second again. Alfred, how about that? We'll beat Arsenal now. I'm gonna have to put out chess, and then when we lose, I'm gonna disappear. Bye.